Hi, welcome back to Just Three Things. So in this screencast, I'm going to show you how to customize the quadrants of what your RStudio looks like. I'm going to show you how to explore the functions that are in a package and how to publish your work, your analysis, to RPubs. Right? So let's start by customizing what RStudio looks like. So traditionally, in the standard RStudio setup, you have your source, which is where your script or markdown document lives on the top left, your console on the bottom left, your environment, which is generally where the data that you're working with lives on the top right, and the files and plots and packages tab on your bottom right. But you can absolutely customize this to make it work for your workflow. So again, if we go tools and global options, there's a tab here that is pane layout. So if you want to have your console in the top right, you can totally do that. And if you want to have on here, I don't really know what connections is, so I'm going to undo it there. You can choose things that you use a lot and have them appear in certain places, and then hide things that you don't want to see very often at all. So you can play around with it and see what works for your workflow. All right, I want to put my environment back up there so that my console appears at the bottom. All right, that's how to customize the quadrants of RStudio. Sometimes, so how to explore functions. Sometimes somebody will tell you about a package and they say, oh, there's such and such package is really good for doing something pretty general, right? But you can install it, but it's hard to know what the functions are in the package that might be useful to your particular analysis problem. So it's handy to be able to explore the functions that are in a package. And for a long time, I didn't know how to do this. So it's pretty easy. What you can do in the console is just type the name of the package. So let's say we're interested in the tidyr package, and see how it appears here with double colons. If you pick it with double colons, then all of the functions that are in the tidyr package appear in this little scrollable list. And so you can see what functions are in tidyr, and it gives you a little bit of detail about not only what the functions are, but this little yellow post-it note gives you some clues about the arguments that that function in particular expects. So we can compare the arguments that tidyr gather expects to, let's find tidyr pivot. Let's find tidyr pivot. There we go. Pivot longer. Yeah, so you can see what the functions that tidyr gather versus tidyr pivot expect. So that's how to explore the functions that are in a package and find things that might be useful to your problem. Then another thing that is sometimes a bit difficult to do is sharing your work with collaborators who don't necessarily use R. If you're a bit scared of Git, like I am, and you don't really want to knit to PDF and email documents around, you want your analysis to live somewhere online that other people can look at, but you haven't really mastered Git yet, publishing to RPubs is a good option. So this RPubs is totally open, so it may not be a good solution if you're working on analysis that you're not ready to show to the world yet. But what you can do is knit your document. So at the moment, this markdown document just has a series of headings, so it's not terribly interesting. But your knitted document appears in your viewer. At the top of the viewer, there's this little blue swirly thing. If you click on that, now I was practicing before to make sure this was going to work. So this is telling me that this document has already been published on RPubs, and you can update or create a new one. So for this purpose, let's just update the existing one that is there. And you just need to make an RPubs account with an email address and a password. And the nice thing about this is that you can publish your analysis to RPubs over and over and over again, updating and overriding the document that was there before. So this is what RPubs looks like, and you can send this URL to anybody and they can access the analysis that you've done. Just a disclaimer, RPubs is totally open. So if you're doing analysis that you're not really, really ready to give away to the world, then you might want to find a password protected option.